Welcome back, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today for a really crucial explainer. We're looking at a massive paradigm shift happening right now when it comes to student absenteeism, and we're specifically focusing on what schools and families are facing right here in Georgia. Today, we are going to completely rethink how we approach students who are, frankly, just struggling to walk through those school doors. If you're an educator, a parent, or an administrator dealing with the current attendance crisis, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to this.
Okay, let's dive into this. We need to kick things off with a simple, yet fundamentally disruptive question. Is school refusal actually a choice? School refusal is one of those phrases that's become deeply ingrained in the vocabulary of our entire educational system. We hear it in parent-teacher conferences, we hear it in administrative meetings, and yeah, we hear it around the dinner table. But today, we're going to unpack exactly why we desperately need to retire that phrase once and for all.
Section 1. Rethinking school refusal and the problem with the words we use.
Because here's the thing, the clinical data shows us that our assumptions are completely misaligned with reality. What looks like stubborn defiance to us on the outside is in over 90% of cases actually anxiety, OCD, sensory overload, social phobia, or even unprocessed trauma. It's basically just wearing different clothes for the day. Now, the behavior is real, absolutely. We aren't saying the behavior isn't happening. But when a student literally cannot get out of the car in the drop-off line or just can't leave their bedroom in the morning, what we're witnessing isn't a behavioral choice. We are witnessing a mental health crisis that is manifesting as absenteeism.
Now, what's really interesting about this is Section 2. Biology, not a choice. The nervous system's threat response.
We have to understand the physiological reality of what is actually happening inside that student. Somewhere along the line, that child's nervous system has erroneously tagged the school building itself as an actual physical threat. And when the brain tags something as a threat, the body doesn't care about logic. It really doesn't. The body responds the exact same way it would to actual mortal danger. It responds with a pounding heart, a tight chest, a churning stomach, and frozen limbs. I really want you to think about what that feels like. Imagine experiencing that level of intense, visceral panic. The student is physically incapable of just going to school. You can't simply reason away a churning stomach or frozen limbs. The biology has completely taken over.
There is a quote that completely blew my mind when I read it. Their body is choosing for them faster than their thoughts can catch up. Just let that sink in for a moment. This powerful truth completely reframes the whole narrative, doesn't it? The biological survival response is completely overriding conscious thought. The student isn't sitting there plotting to stay home, they are experiencing an involuntary biological override.
Section 3. Treatment over punishment and reframing our approach.
So the crucial point is that because this is a physiological and mental health issue, we have to shift our entire educational system from the left side of this paradigm to the right. The behavioral lens sees defiance, it sees a choice, and it instinctively relies on punishment. But the clinical lens, it sees the anxiety, it recognizes the biology, and it provides support. If we keep treating a highly treatable clinical condition as a behavioral infraction, we're just going to keep failing these students. We absolutely must change the lens. Traditional punishment simply does not fix biology.
Section 4. The MentalSpace Solution. Accessible K-12 support for Georgia.
So how do schools practically implement this clinical lens? Well, when you look at this accessibility profile, it is a genuine game changer. MentalSpace School provides same-day teletherapy, crisis intervention, suicide and violence prevention, plus family counseling, and even staff wellness. And they do the whole shebang using dedicated, diverse teams of licensed, culturally competent therapists assigned per school. And get this, Medicaid students pay $0, nothing. They also take major insurances like Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, Aetna, United Healthcare, Humana, Peach State, CareSource, and Amerigroup. And for the administrators watching right now, they provide direct support to ensure your school meets the upcoming HB 268 compliance deadline by July 2026.
And of course, for all the parents and school administrators who are rightfully wondering about privacy and legalities, you can breathe easy. This system is fully HIPAA and FERPA compliant. This means robust clinical intervention is integrated securely within the school's existing legal and educational frameworks. It seamlessly bridges that crucial gap between healthcare and education without ever compromising student privacy.
If you're an administrator or a school leader here in Georgia, you don't have to wait around to start changing the paradigm for your students. You can initiate this support today at mentalspaceschool.com or by emailing them directly at mentalspaceschools@chpttherapy.com.
And this brilliantly illustrates why making that connection is so important. Let's look at the data, rapid fire. First up, 89%. When schools use this clinical support model, they see a massive 89% rate of improved attendance. The students actually start coming back to school.
Next number, 92%. This is a 92% rate of reduced anxiety in these students. This proves that when you stop punishing the behavior and actually start treating the underlying biology, that core debilitating panic just plummets.
And finally, 85%. An 85% family satisfaction rate. Because, as we all know, when a child is suffering from severe anxiety disguised as school refusal, the whole family suffers. This holistic approach heals the entire ecosystem around the student.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Will your school treat the behavior, or will you treat the biology? School refusal is not a choice, but how we respond to it as educators, parents, and policymakers absolutely is. It's time to take immediate action, to change our vocabulary, and to implement the clinical support our students so desperately need. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time.